settled until everybody begin to understand there is only one place where the case will be settled. That is why he said, many shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. That mountain of the Lord is just single one mountain again. Until when people will now say, come, let us go up to that mountain, that single mountain, that is only when they will do what? The next one says, to the house of God of Jacob, he will teach us his ways. That means the problem, you now begin to tell me that the problem we are facing, why crisis is everywhere, prayer has been praying, there are demonic forces, there are demonic powers operating everywhere. That the issue why things are not working for the children of God is because we are not working in his way. That we need to come to him individually, personally, that he will teach us his way. Then he said that our problem is because we are not working in his paths. Oh my goodness, that is where God trapped me. He now said that out of Zion, the same mountain, shall go forth law. And now he now begin to tell me that it was out of his mouth, out of his mountain, then he will speak his law. That is his commandment, his words. Then what? And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So what is the word of God? He will speak the word to us individually. That is when he now started ministering to me. He said, you are a very hardened person. No man can deliver you except me. And go and tell the world that I will deliver everybody that comes to me personally. Go and introduce people individually, families, what is called personal relationship with him. That he wants to deal with humanity individually. That the way he's dealing with me is different from the way he's dealing with others. And it's only when everyone comes to that mountain, his presence, then he can review his ways. Then he began to tell me that, you know, that all the things you've been doing is not my way. I started shouting, I started crying. He began to remind me all the work I've been doing. But at this stage, I asked, but Lord, there are some people I'm serving. There are some people almost at that point of death. I prayed, you answered their prayer. He says, yes. That what I'm telling you is that what you are doing for me, you are doing it out of my own will. That is where God trapped me. And he now begin to tell me more about what will happen in the last days. That if the children of God did not return back to him, for him to direct us in his ways, that we will continue to crash until the time of the judgment will come. Then he now took me to the same place of that Micah. Then when I go to Micah, it was exactly the same prophecy that God gave to Micah in Micah chapter 4. That's the same prophecy. If God gave Micah the same prophecy that God gave to Isaiah, it was just exactly, nothing was removed. Now it shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on top of the mountains and shall be exalted above hills. That the presence of God is going to be exalted above any hill. Means anywhere you are, whoever you are, run to his presence and the hills in your life will be dissolved. Mountain was melt. And when you begin to think about any time there is mountains, when you go to God's presence, all mountain melts before his presence. So God is calling every human being back to his presence individual. Then when you go back to verse 2 of the same Micah 4, many nations shall come and say, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. So it was the same prophecy. Then he began to teach me about this particular prophecy that is going to happen in the last days. This thing I'm saying is something that happened many, many years. This is a count of 17, 18 years ago that I'm sharing right now. So it's not something that happened yesterday. So then he started, after my encounter, he started revealing to me. Before I know it, revelation started coming. Then at the end, he now begin to reveal that most of the things I do is not there. I asked him, so how can you explain to me that you are not in the programs I used to go, things happened, and now you are telling me that you are not in those programs? He began to answer me. He said that is what happened to those people that he said in the book of, I think, Matthew, go, I don't know you not, you workers of iniquity. That is when he now exposed what is in me. Then he now asked me that I am doing those work in iniquity. I am worker of iniquity. I say, what? Then he started exposing my nature. What I'm talking today is about God dealing with what is dealing with us, dealing with what is in us, dealing with our character, dealing with the life we are living while we are serving him. And these are where the enemy have trapped us, that we will do all this kind of work, putting our life, taking risky, and at the end, Lord will chase us away. I feel to cry because it's really on me. I remember all the services we did those days. We've been traveling here and there in the name that we are serving God. But I never know that one day, if I die, I will not make it. But thank God for Jesus.